But why is she mad? Countless reasons every day, you know? There's a lot to be mad about. In my videos, I like to play with humor. You know, I try to make myself laugh often. As much as I'm interested in poetry, I'm interested in humor. I think also the personal is important to me, is trying to find like kind of universal themes and being extremely specific. And that's part of why in She Mad, I like the idea of trying to make myself into this kind of caricature. What are the things that are like so specific about me that they kind of become like relatable to anyone? And each video in the series is an episode. And usually kind of the form it takes is combining some biographical element, like some anecdote, some story, something that happened with me, with its double in film, television history. So in each episode, I'm looking for like these slips of reality, or how we kind of make a fictional narrative our own, or how we look to our life to kind of put it into story, which is just a very human impulse, like the way we understand things, but it's always kind of fails because life doesn't actually fit into any story and often doesn't make sense in that way. And that the truth is often much more paradoxical, and that's something I'm interested in. The important thing about the way the videos play is that they're not sequential, and that one plays at a time, so that you're always seeing a video in concert with still images. So there ends up being these juxtapositions of, depending on where you're standing in the show, of what montage you see. And I think there used to be more diversity in terms of like what images would look like when you go through, like I like collecting images, so if I go to like flea markets, fairs, stuff like that, oftentimes the person is blurry, they're backlit, but since the advent of social media, most people are aware of the concept of backlighting. So they know to find their light when they're taking photos of themselves. And the way that that's changed, like how amateur photography looks, is something I'm interested in. How like a professional film and image production makes its way into everyday use. Like how do we like visualize ourselves and like tell a story of ourselves, and why would we choose to make it look like an ad, or why wouldn't we choose that? And that's kind of how I approach like the way I shoot something. And I think in She Mad, over the course of I think I made the first one in 2015. I'm like, woo, 7 years. In that 7 years, there's been like a lot of different things I was kind of approaching, and I used a lot of different cameras, a lot of different technologies, found footage, archival footage, reference to early silent films. So I think it kind of captures basically this moment of a really changing self-image in a way. And that's also like what I'm interested in looking at like historical texts, or referencing sort of things in art history or media history, is that like you're also changing your understanding of the past. And I think that's one interest I have in like the archive, is like speaking directly to some of those histories and invoking them, and just knowing to myself that there's actually been continuity. Like as a Black artist, I'm often presented as like, oh, you're the first person to do this, or you're the only person to do this. They're kind of pushing a break, and like I'm really interested in pushing continuity.